And welcome to the Hardwater Propagation Winter Update. We'll get these blinds closed so we can film some tanks. We'll take a look at what we're working with here. So to start with, today, looking at the disappearing killifish tank. This tank continues to do really well for us here. Our remaining killifish is in there doing just fine. And the plants that we planted in here are taking a little bit of time to get established. We got some Val and Dwarf Sag in here that's filling in. I did plant a bunch of Crips, and that's the only one that seems to be doing anything. So we'll be patient, but Crips sometimes just don't like to come back for me. Otherwise, this frog bit that Bare Bottom Branton gave us upon our visit to his place is doing really well. Take a look at it from the top here. This started with just a few sprigs, or really it was a cupful from Branton that I put in a couple of different tanks. And as you can see, in addition to that frog bit, don't you even think about jumping out of there, you little son of a bee. In addition to the frog bit, as you can see, is duckweed, which we didn't have in the fish room. Thanks, Branton, for the duckweed. You son of a... Anyways, this tank is doing well. Not much for updates here. We just need to figure out if we're gonna get some more killifish or if we're gonna do something different with this tank. We'll see. Moving on to the next 10-gallon here. Again, this is one that I just set up somewhat recently. I took the Crips from the 55 that leaked and stuck them in here, so hopefully they'll do well. And I've just been putting some trimmings in here from other tanks. So this one is open. I'm thinking about doing shrimp in here, but otherwise for right now this will be the quarantine tank for anything that comes in from outside. And moving on to the last 10-gallon up here upstairs. Here is the infamous guppy tank. This has been doing really well. I consider this kind of our plant farm tank. So whenever we need some plants in general, we'll come borrow from this. We've got Val growing up out of the substrate. We've got Dwarf Sag in there, Pearlweed, Suacertan, and a few other random things. But in general, the guppies are doing really well in here. Very beautiful. What we call the blueberry black metal. All right, moving on to the Amica Splendens tank. Both of our big moms in here have dropped their fry. So we have two batches, and you can see that first batch of fry. They're up here swimming with the rest of the colony now. Doing really, really well. But we also have, the grass is still full of little fry as well. So this tank continues to be one of my favorite to watch. Amica Splendens don't disappoint as far as their activity level. You know, being able to watch the babies and see the babies come in and out of the grass. And yeah, just watching this colony grow. I'm thinking that I will add perhaps some more pit bull plecos Can you see them in there? Yeah. I do some more pit bull plecos in the long run. But yeah, this tank is doing well. I am considering doing a filtration change on this. I do have the 2 sponge filters back there, as well as a UV filter with a power head. I'm thinking I might swap, because I have room for it back here. I might put a hang-on back, since I have a whole bunch of them. You can't see that, but I have a whole bunch of them from all the used tanks that we've bought over the years. I've got a whole bunch of hang-on backs that we're not using, so there's some pothos that are in the back of the tank here. Their roots have kind of calmed down a little bit, but still doing really well. Okay. From here, we'll move on to the rack, starting with the top left corner. This is our 20 tall. This is my problem tank at this stage. Just dealing with continuous algae, just kind of dingy looking. Let me get this lamp. There, that might be a little bit better. So yeah, just really dingy. Need to do regular large water changes on this and get this one figured out. But right now, in general, this is only home to, oh, and there he just came out. One male Cracodon lateralis is living in here. There's one fry in here as well, but it never leaves the Sawasser moss ball there. But that Cracodon lives here. I attempted to put my other breeding male back in this tank after having separated them, and that did not work very well. We had a lot of aggression, and I needed to separate them basically right away. So, lesson learned: fully grown male Cracodons, once you've separated them, are a little bit tricky to put back together again. Anyway, so we've got one male here awaiting a female pairing, and I do plan on moving the 20 tall down to the bottom, because I've got another 20 long that will go up there and give us this nice 20 long on these 2 racks. So yeah, we'll get a handle on the algae here in this one, and get this tank moved long term. Otherwise, doing just fine. We'll actually go down underneath to this 20 long. This is one where the other male Cracodon ended up after I had to separate them. So he is the only occupant in this tank right now, other than our orange Venezuelans, who are shy. So again, a lot of tank space, a lot of opportunity that we have right now. I'm conditioning these orange Venezuelans. Hopefully we can get them breeding. But for both of these tanks, a lot of opportunity, a lot of space. I will say the pothos grows really, really, really well out of this one here. There's 2 different pothos growing out of that one, and then I've still got this kind of project, the hanging stuff that came out of our summer hanging basket, continues to grow really well out of that tank as well. All right, moving over to this other 20 long. This is the Cracodon lateralis nursery. We have a ton of fry in here, several that are old enough now to sex out. I can see I've got a lot of beautiful males here, but we also have brand new fry. I don't know if, hopefully you can see some of those guys, but brand new fry as well. The Cracodon lateralis colony is growing significantly here. So this tank is basically just being used as a grow out for all of these fry. And then the female is in here still with those fry, basically recovering from just having had 2 batches of fry. So we're going to give her a little bit of time to recuperate, and we'll decide which male to pair her up with for next time. But again, this tank in general still doing really, really well, and really excited to see all these different Cracodon lateralis fry thriving. All right, and then we move up to the top of the rack again. This is our banded rainbows who are growing out. Blythe River banded rainbows. The big male, and I should have a clip that I should be able to splice in here for you, but the big male in the mornings is just starting to show his reds and is really, really looking good. And these lemon blue-eye plecos are also growing in really nicely. We have one male with a big old freckle on his head who is large and in charge. And as the rest of these sex out, I will probably split these up a little bit, if for no other reason, to control all of that pleco poop. This is one of the only tanks that I actually gravel vac, because that pleco poop dough is for real. They be pooping. Okay, and lastly, for the upstairs fish room, we have the humpback lemia tank, as always. Doing very, very well. They have bounced back from my medication issue that I covered in my last video. They are looking great, and I have babies lingering in the plants as well. This colony, as it's grown, I have seen fewer and fewer, big fry drops. I'm sure a lot of it is just competing for food and resources, so I need to be better about that. But it does look like a female's dropped a big batch of fry in here, so I just need to be really careful and ensure that I'm feeding enough for everybody in here, and that it's getting down to those babies. So baby brine shrimp is really helpful with that. But just about anything, if I'm doing flake or anything else, I just need to make sure that I'm feeding heavy, doing a lot of water changes to support that, and getting enough food down to these fry so that they can make it, and not everything's getting taken up by all these hungry vultures up in the top column here. So other than that, the lemia is looking great. I need to reschedule our trip and get these out to some retailers so that we can share these. Hopefully there's some interest. I know Goodeids and lemias aren't for everybody. I'm hoping the lemias with these stripes and the colors that they have, to me, they stand up against any kind of molly or platy or anything that you're going to get. I appreciate the wild type coloring, and hopefully other folks do too. This is a tank I have not yet shown on my channel. This is a 29 hex tall that is actually responsible for us re-entering the hobby after a hiatus for several years. My grandfather had a tall hex tank when I was a kid, which got me, interested in fish keeping. And we saw this on sale quite a few years back, and Mrs. Hardwater encouraged me to go for it, and this tank started it all for this iteration of the hobby for us. So this tank has another colony of Lemias in it. As you can see, there's a few babies. They've been breeding in here successfully. We do have hovering zebra loaches, which are conveniently making an appearance right there in the middle of the screen, as well as a few ottos. And we do have a calico bristlenose pleco in this tank as well. So not much to this one. It's very much kind of a utility tank. The Lemias seem to fit the size of this tank really well. So after shuffling a few things around, I think we'll just keep one of the Lemia colonies in this tank for the long term. I did try out my new Oase filter on this one. Mrs. Hardwater doesn't love it, so she's gonna swap that out, and we're gonna go back to sponge filters for this particular tank. But she's not happy with the surface agitation. So we'll make a change on this one. But yeah, so this is the first appearance of this particular tank. This is the 29-gallon tall hex. And we just got more Lemias, more and more Lemias. Here is our downstairs 40 breeder. This also has a colony of humpback Lemias in it, as well as dwarf cories, as well as one snow white pleco. This will be a tank that we will be swapping over as soon as we get some of the Lemias off of our hands here. We will be transitioning this tank to a different breeding project. I have a lot of ideas, but not exactly sure what that's going to be. I'm considering a couple of Cares species cichlids. Really been intrigued by the pupfish lately, so might try out some flagfish, but we shall see. And here we have Mrs. Hardwater's kitchen countertop 10-gallon with One-Eyed Willie, the Cracodon lateralis, and a whole bunch of mystery snails. This tank has continued to do well. We've tried to give Willie some tank mates a couple of times, but in the vein of the male Cracodon lateralis issues I was speaking about earlier, he hasn't really been accepting of anybody being added to this tank very well, and for a small one-eyed fish, he can be rather forceful. So I think it'll just be Willie in this tank, and our snails for now. We do have the materials, and Mrs. Hardwater bought a tank yesterday. We'll be setting up a 10-gallon right next to this one on the kitchen counter. We are on the waiting list for CPDs from Peplin Creek, and we'll be getting those soon. So we'll put a second tank right here on our kitchen counter, and we'll venture into the CPD breeding game if we can. So more to come on the kitchen counter build. And lastly, we have the 75 gallon, which used to be a Rainbow Fish exclusive for the most part, but now has the inhabitants of our previous 55 gallon as well. I am very motivated to redecorate, revamp, reinvigorate this particular tank. We need a lot of plants. We need some better hardscape. This is one of our longest running tanks in the house, and this one really kind of looks like it too. So this is going to need some TLC. These fish deserve a bit better than what we're giving them right now. So we'll be working on that at the beginning of 2026. I know the glare is going to be really bad on this one here downstairs.
Just out there in his shorts and t-shirt and sneakers, all for a fish video.